It's like an art project that we're going to create and be a part of. We're living in the art project because it's our home. And it'll be ever changing and evolving, and it's never going to be finished per se. It's just going to be, it's a really big art project.
I'm Clara.
I'm John.
I'm Autumn. I'm Meg.
And we just bought 32 acres
Sure did.
in Virginia. Today. We just signed the papers. We're going to be building our own house here.
We bought this property today, but there's a story of how we got here.
I think we both just got tired of living in an area that was getting more and more crowded.
Mm-hmm.
We lived in Myrtle Beach. I've been there for 20 years. And I met Meg in college there. And she's been living in the area for about 15 or so. And
We needed a change.
we needed a change, and the beach is great. It's great going there, and just found ourselves not really doing it that much. I wanted to be outside more. I wanted to start fishing again and taking hikes in the woods and doing projects, and I was really feeling like I was done with the subdivision life, and I just wanted some privacy and open land. That's what really drew us to southwestern Virginia.
Another reason why we wanted a lifestyle change is just because we were kind of slaves to our success with our own business. We had a very successful jewelry business. We were missing out on things. Our girls were growing up so fast, and it was passing us by as we were in the studio. And we wanted to be with them more, and we just didn't have that opportunity with the profession that we chose.
I got tired of saying no to them because we had orders to do, and we had deadlines, and we had new clients, and it was just felt like we were just working and working and working to pay mortgages and bills. And the idea of buying a lot of property and building a house on that property, doing everything that we possibly can on our own, that we are allowed to do as owner builders, we want to do, and show these kids what it takes to build a house and go back to simple living.
For many years we talked about moving. We really wanted to move, and we always thought it's not quite the right time yet. We can't do it just yet. And then about a year ago we decided, okay, it's finally the time. But then we had the problem of we own our own business, and we can go wherever we want. And it's really hard to narrow down where you want to be when you can be anywhere. Obviously, family played a part in that we didn't want to be too far away from our families. We searched a lot.
So we've looked everywhere. We've looked closer to Meg's family in western part of South Carolina. From there we went to Georgia. From there we went to North Carolina. It was very all over the place. Then we took a couple trips up toward Virginia, and we just loved all the farmland, wide open spaces, the simple lifestyle, the slower pace of life.
We always say the line from the places you'll go, it's opener out there.
It's opener out there in the wide open air.
Our original plan was to bring our business with us, but then with the impact of COVID, we decided to close our business. Now we're able to 100% put ourselves into this big project.
Get back to what's really important.
Yeah.
And live a little bit. Life's too short.
Once we finally narrowed down where we wanted to go to, we put our house up for sale. Our house that we had lived in for 10 years, that we loved. that we did a lot to. We did a lot of renovations in and made it our own. Actually sold our house on April 15th of 2020, right in the very peak of the pandemic. And
the peak of acceleration and the
Yeah.
scary parts of it.
Yeah.
It was scary just having people come into the house to take a look. It was like you didn't even want anyone in there. You were scared that everything was going to fall apart, that no one was going to be buying houses, that the banks were going to start closing. Who knows what was going to go on? It felt like a
Yeah.
zombie apocalypse.
And we ended up packing up our house during a stay-at-home order and bringing all of our possessions that we wanted to keep. We sold a lot of things, but bringing everything to storage. We ended up moving in with John's mom temporarily, and we weren't sure how we were gonna get up here. We knew we wanted to live in this area, but we didn't know how we were gonna search because
We didn't want to stay at a hotel, but we quickly realized that we needed to be here permanently to search. When an opportunity became available, we needed to be here so that we could see it right away.
pandemic became an issue with trying to find land because there were traveling restrictions, and it's a 6-hour drive from Myrtle Beach to this area. You couldn't just come for the day to look at property. So we had the idea of coming here and camping because we could spend the night. So when I called the campground, they said, well, we're taking reservations, but only long-term reservations, which meant we had to stay for 14 days or more. So that led us to buying a camper.
Sure, buy a camper.
It's a good excuse. We planned on getting a camper at some point once we picked out the property. But since we ran into this issue of needing a place to stay, we decided we'll get the camper now. Now we can go up there, we can live in the area to see what it feels like here.
Never had a camper before.
No.
Didn't know where the poop pipe was.
Didn't really know anything about
No.
owning a camper.
Mm-mm.
We've learned though.
Yeah.
We learned where the antenna is, what the crank on the ceiling's for. It's for the antenna, the TV antenna.
TVs. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
The antenna.
We just kind of looked at it. What is that? But we learned. The girls absolutely love the camper that we picked out. We've had fun doing some renovations to it just to kind of make it ours. When we first got up here to Virginia, on the first day, we blew out 2 of our tires on a pothole. It was a bad first start.
I hit it, and I was like, oh man, that's not good. So I stopped, and I was like, hey Meg, open the door. You better check the tires. She opens the door.
That was about it.
Anyway.
Bad first start. Anyway, so that day we went to go see the first property on our list of properties we wanted to see. It was a really interesting one. It was cool. It had
Which one was it? Was it this one?
Yeah.
It was here? That was the first day? Jeez, why did we waste so much time?
We wasted a lot of time because we saw this property. We were still kind of getting used to how to really look at land, and we didn't look extensively at this property. We ruled it out pretty quickly when we walked it. It's 32 acres and we probably walked like 2 of it and ruled it out, which was not fair. So then we wasted a few months looking at a bunch of other property.
Everything. We wanted to
Was
see
painful.
everything because we didn't want to say, we didn't want to leave anything unchecked.
We exhausted all of the ways that we thought we could possibly find land that was available here. We looked on Facebook, we looked in Craigslist, we looked in the newspaper, we tried word of mouth. We told as many people around us on the campground if they knew anyone in the area that was selling land, and we just couldn't find any more property to look at. So we expanded our search and went beyond here into some other spots. We looked in North Carolina, around the Asheville area, we looked in Tennessee, and we would take day trips out to these areas, and every time we came back to the campground, we felt like we were coming home. like we didn't need to be looking elsewhere. We wanted to be here. And there was one more on our list that we knew we weren't going to like. But coincidentally, we were going to go buy this property to get to that one. We decided, hey, let's just swing by. It was really pretty. The barn and the graveyard and
flowers were coming out.
It was so pretty, and we ruled it out so fast. It was the first property we saw. Let's just go check it out again. We went to that other property that we knew we were going to rule out, and we did. And then we came here that day, and we really gave it the fair shot that we should have the first time.
I looked at a map and noticed that there was a lot more way back into the property. So our goal was to come here and hike to that area where the house could potentially be. This time we went to the property and quickly walked what we had before, and then we kept going and going and going, and we started liking it more and more.
So at first I was kind of overwhelmed by this property, and I wasn't all about it. I wasn't 100%.
Scared?
I'll admit John talked me into it. Well,
she was scared.
He talked it up.
This is Meg.
He talked it up and really made me realize that the things that we wanted in a property, that we wanted nice views, we wanted water, we wanted privacy, we wanted land. Once John talked me into it, we made it.
Bear. I'm kidding.
You can't do that joke anymore.
Okay.
It's like the boy who cried wolf, but it's John who called bear. So we made an offer, we negotiated back and forth a couple times, and then we ended up under contract.
From there, we just had to figure out closing arrangements.
Well, we had to wait for the survey. So
right.
We waited, and we spent a lot of time
reading, fishing,
playing in the river. We did.
Getting ready for school for the kids.
We had family come and visit. We went hiking.
That's our story in a walnut shell.
So here we are on our property. We've only owned it for a couple of hours.
We've heard owls so far. I freaked Meg out about a bear so far. That was fun.
We've seen some pretty crazy bugs. The point of this YouTube channel is...
we're going to show you everything.
No, we're gonna share this experience with you. Told many people what our plans are with building our own home. And when we say building our own home, we mean the two of us, and with help from these two, we will be doing everything that we are legally allowed to do, which means pretty much everything but installing septic. So that's a lot of stuff, and it's a big undertaking, and whenever we tell people about it, we get one of two responses. That is so awesome. I can't wait to see what you do. Or you are crazy. I can't wait to see what you guys do. So we want to share the experience. It seems like a lot of people are interested in what we're doing. And
we're going to show it all. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to celebrate. We're going to
cry. Fun adventures?
Yeah, I'm going to get hurt. Definitely.
Just don't get really, really hurt.
Right.
We're going to have fun adventures?
Right. We're going to have treehouse building. We're going to have house building. We're going to be doing some stuff. We're going to get a farm going, garden going.
We're going to get chickens too.
Yeah, we'll get a dog. We're going to just start our lives all over again.
We might get a lap dog.
So, I guess come along with us and let's see where this goes.
Walnuts and wineberries.
Walnuts and wineberries. Oh, where'd that come from? Walnuts and wineberries? Well, we tripped on a few walnuts and there were weird red berries growing in the woods, and we identified it as a wineberry. And Meg was brave enough to eat one, and she's still here. So, yeah, we figured we would come up with a channel name as we figured the property would name itself. So there's an abundance of walnuts and there's an abundance of wineberries. So it's stuck.
Are you guys excited?
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes. And
let's do it.
All of the walnuts and wineberries family.
There you go. Quiet here. I can get used to that.